Another day, another video, and I'm going to start reacting to TikTok lives or TikTok videos I see, because why not? Because, the one thing I do like about TikTok is that it gives a lot of great conversations and discussions about social issues, and it has a large enough platform when it gets a lot of diverse different people to give their opinions on that particular subject. Okay, so when it comes to this particular situation here, and actually let me get a few things pulled up. I have a lot of, there we go. Sorry about that. I had a lot of things pulled up already. So when it comes to this particular topic, I'm going to be talking about this video I see. I'm going to play it right now.
Who comes first in a woman's life? Dad, husband, baby daddy, or son?
Son?
Baby daddy.
Son? I would hope your son.
Yes,
I would hope your
son.
child.
Son.
Yeah.
Okay.
First is your dad, then you get husband, then once you have the son, it's the son.
That takes precedence. Yeah.
And the other stuff is out.
Yeah. Like that's the life order.
Yeah.
Song number 2 is
Once you have
husband.
that son, it's it.
Yeah. Depending on where you are in life.
And that is the most craziest, surprising, but not surprising at the same time video I've seen so far this week. Granted, it's just Monday, but still, I'm not sure how many other videos are going to surprise me like this on a personal level. All too often, we are hurting ourselves to the way we think about relationships, in particular when it comes to women. Now, let me get this straight. A man will sit here, work until he can't walk anymore. He would sacrifice his well-being and physical health to protect you. He would help discipline and raise your kids. He will help provide a home and shelter, but yet he comes last. I think that's where we all have it messed up. Our grandparents knew where it was at. I told this story before, and I'll tell it again. When I was younger, I would say about 16, 17 years old, 2 of my cousins lived with my grandparents. Now, with that being said, they were causing an uproar in the house, and one of my cousins, I'm not going to share her name, she was arguing with my grandfather. My grandma came out the room and told her, "I will kick your butt out if you keep disrespecting my husband, because you do not talk to him like that. He provided you clothes, shelter, and an education. You will never disrespect him or risk his health or well-being." She told her that dead to her face. Now, does that mean she didn't love her granddaughter? Of course not. However, though, she put that boundary there and let her know her husband come first. And I see my grandparents do everything for their kids and their grandkids. I didn't live with them because, I lived with my own father. But with that being said, though, I saw that growing up. I saw where each partner put the other person first. I saw where a husband put the wife first and the wife put the husband first. I don't know where we went down society, especially in the black community, to where we got to put our kids above everybody else. Those 2 women, and I don't know them personally, but this the impression I'm getting, they are making a lot of husband sons by the way they're reacting. Because they're putting their sons first. So they're automatically, the son's going to grow up thinking that he's the most important when he really isn't. He shouldn't be. He should be a kid, a son, growing and learning how to be a man, growing and learning how to love a woman and seeing where that woman will fall into place. All too often, we see too many conflicts as to where the son should be when it comes to the mother's life. And that's where it's wrong. We got so used to getting rid of men and women being so quote strong and independent to where they're messing things up. Now, I am a firm believer, 100% firm believer that you gotta put in my case, you gotta put your wife first. If I'm married, now again, this is what I'm saying. If I'm married, I'm gonna put my wife first. Okay, kids second, and then my parents last. And why would I do that? Okay, and I'll tell you why. I'll put my wife first because I chose that woman to be my wife and be with her for the rest of my life. So when the kids are all fully grown and have their own kids and grandkids and everything else, and I'm at my retirement age, sitting right next to my wife, that's who I chose. I'm going to put her first every single day. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be there and do what I need to for my kids. But that means I'm going to put that woman first. And on the second end of that, the number 2, the kids, well, the kids, of course. You're going to take care of the kids. You're going to love the kids. You're going to be the example of what kind of love they should have and want. In some cases, some people are the direct example of what they don't want. But majority of the time, ideally, you should have that strong family connection and unit. And then finally, third, the parents. A good parent's job is to raise their kids to be independent. It's their job to make them be like, you know what? I love home. I'm building my own family. Thank you. And that's it. I'm not saying you never talk to your parents again. I'm not saying you don't interact with them. Of course, you're still going to interact when they raise you. You love them. You're going to be there for your parents when you need them, but you're going to make sure the needs of your wife and your kids are done first. Now, when I see stuff like this, when women's talking about, they got to pick their kids first. And I saw in that list of baby daddy in there. A baby daddy and baby mama should not be on that list at all. If you're just a baby daddy or a baby mama, I don't give two F's about what you need or want. If you're not able to commit enough to make a marriage and build a healthy household, then your opinion doesn't matter. Your needs doesn't matter. Now, when I say that is in a day-to-day life. Now, if you're going to have a say about your kids and how you raise them, okay, sure. You're the other biological parent. If you're going to be there, sure. But I'm not going to sacrifice for my baby mama. That's just not what it is, right? So, sorry, I'm getting a dry mouth again. So when I see this and I see these two women, it kind of makes me wonder, one, do they have fathers in their lives? Two, do they have kids? Three, if they do have kids, are they married? And four, if not married, how many baby daddies do they have? I'm telling you, it's a cruel world out there, and every single day it seems like we're more and more doomed. And it seems like this was the overall goal when it comes to the government, if you want me to be honest with you. The whole entire goal was to destroy households or black households and communities. And by doing that, when you have women not wanting to be women and submissive to their husbands, and submissive does not mean bow down and obey. It means putting that man first. Same thing for a husband should do for his wife. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to the original video. Look at
Who comes first in a woman's life?
Get that. All right, there we go. You see, both of them are single. Meanwhile, the government is sitting back saying mission accomplished. And that's the same thought process I have too. Because for ages, the family unit always had the head, the mother, and the father. You'll see the grandparents there, here and there, they're sitting back, ideally telling stories, cooking, just relaxing, watching TV, interacting with the kids. But overall, that household, it's the man and the woman, the husband and the wife. Let's see, husband and wife is supposed to come first, then the kids, then the parents. I 100% agree. And look at that person, and what skin color they are. They are screaming single, yeah. But they expect you to put them first in your life. Make it make sense. I 100% agree with that. Make it make sense, because it doesn't make any sense. That is the most insane thing I ever seen before. And they're very confident about that. And let me go ahead and put them in my style for a second. And think about this too. This is why men don't like their wives being around single, miserable women. They may look happy right there, but 9 times out of 10, when you see a group of women or 2 women together, they're talking about whatever man hooked up with, how they feel like they're mistreated, or how regrets they have. But they look happy right there in that particular moment, right? And what ends up happening is they will spew that poison out to your wife about, yeah, you got to put your son first because that's the only person truly going to love you because they came from you, all this other yada, 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 right? Never mind, they're not going to help encourage or help you foster or hold you accountable to your marriage and your spouse. And they're going to glorify that whole entire single woman culture, that strong, independent woman culture. And it's like a planet sea of poison. So then your wife was like, well, hey, I want to go out with my girls. And you see those 2 single girls right there going to be going out doing all kinds of craziness that your wife should not be partaking in or looking at. But you know what? It'll be too late sometimes. That's why I always believed that whenever you get married, you got to separate yourself from your whole friends and your good for nothing friends too. You truly gotta put that partner first for you to survive, because there's too much temptation and dangers in this world for you not to. One cannot be sacrificing everything for the other while the other one is going out doing whatever they want. It doesn't work. It never does. You can't have one person who's acting like they're married and the other person acting single. And you think that you being around your friends that you have for a long time is going to sit there and wipe your butt and something happens to you? You're wrong. As soon as that single friend gets a man that they like, they will put you in a back burner, and while you're damage your marriage, they could care less. Because you have free will. You could have chose not to listen to them. You could have chose not to be around them, but you did. And as soon as they get a man, they'll leave you behind. It happens every single time. Anyway, let's get back to these comments. Let me see. Why would you want to be married to someone that wouldn't even put you first? Very true. Husband, son, and dad. Yep. Beautiful black woman right there. Why is baby daddy even on there to begin with? Exactly. Why is a baby daddy on there? Baby daddies don't matter, nor baby mamas. Let's see. Son, any other answer is wrong. Let's look at that comment. Let's explore that a little bit. I take it you're not married for 20. You know what? This person does not have a picture. So I doubt. Yeah, I doubt that's even a real person. It's probably a troll.
Who comes first in a woman's life? Dad, husband, baby daddy, or son?
Son?
Baby daddy.
Son? I would hope.
That other girl mumbled baby daddy over here. She mumbled baby daddy. She was talking about son. Either way, these are very toxic women, if you cannot tell.
I will hope your son.
Yes,
I will hope
definitely
your
son.
child.
Definitely son.
Yeah.
Okay.
First,
Alright.
Yeah.
first is your dad, then you get husband.
How is first the dad? The dad is supposed to raise you to be independent, choose a good man. That's why a dad, your father, is walking you down the aisle, ideally giving you to your husband, because your husband's coming first. You know, a lot of these women want to be married, but they don't understand the purpose of marriage or the purpose behind marriage. I think they just take it more as a status symbol to get a ring and prove a point. Marriage is work. And a lot of them don't have the energy to do it.
And then once you have the son, it's the son.
That
Okay.
takes precedence. Yeah.
And the other stuff is out.
Yeah.
Once you have a son and the son takes precedence, that no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
other
that's
stuff is
that's
out.
the life order.
Yeah.
Song number
gotcha.
2 is
Once you have that
husband.
son, it's it.
Yeah. Depending on where you are in life.
No. Just very disgusting. Anyways, Teacher Man 91. Again, I was just scrolling through TikTok and I saw this, and I felt very passionate about this particular topic because I was just like, you know what? Yeah, plenty of people have been married or are married, and so, women like that will cause your marriage to go down. If you don't put your husband first, the home will crumble. Yes. I would never want my daughter to put me first before her husband, as you shouldn't. As you shouldn't. If your daughter finds a man she wants to marry and that she's willing to walk down the aisle with while you're giving her away to her husband, ideally you would think that's the man that's going to take care of her, provide her all her needs. I shouldn't have to worry anymore. I might be there as a grandpa, maybe to counsel something. Hopefully not too much. Ideally, if it's too bad, get a therapist, but ideally, I would want to think if my daughter took the time to vet a man and marry him, she would need to put his needs first. Anyways, which is why they are not married. I didn't know it was a ring either. Husband always, husband, son, then dad. If a man said his mama over his wife, they would crucify him in the comments. That is a very 100% true. They would crucify him in those comments. Wait a minute, where is God in the equation? Number 1, God. Number 2, husband or wife. Number 3, child. Scripture says we are to leave mother and father. I think the scripture is more about cleave from mother and father and cleave yourself to your wife, something along those lines. But yeah, is it husband, then son, then dad? Yep. We are doomed. I feel it is that same way. Exactly why they're hanging there single. Birds of a feather. And yes, and I guarantee you they have a married friend that they're putting poison into their heads with all this junk they're talking right now. But these two need to read the Bible. What do people reply to him underneath there? That's the problem right there. They are order, or God has no fidelity in this generation. She said that sin over everything is the order of life. Yeah, no. She's speaking from a woman's perspective. We are more connected to life. We're being into the world than anything else. A woman will always choose a trigger. A man will always choose a wife and mother. That's not true. Because there are even plenty of women in these comments that are saying they'll put the husband first. So that doesn't make any sense. Why would he ask an unmarried person this? I'm glad he asked that. Why would you ask an unmarried person this? So you know what perspective they have, know if they are going to get married one day. It's the unmarried that's going to get married one day, right? Let's see what they say. Right? Better yet, why would you ask children? So you're a parent thinking it's killing our family structure, son over your husband? What the hell? Yup. Alright. But that was it. This is a real quick video. I'm not going to go through all these comments. But yeah, this is a very disappointing thing I saw when I saw that video. It was a few seconds, but you guys tell me what you think. Are you disappointed in that video too? Or not necessarily in the video. The video was great and very informative and a great conversation topic, but the response in the video that was given. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much.